Welcome to PharmTech's Weekly Roundup. I'm Susan Hegney, lead editor of PharmTech. On PharmTech.com this week, three clear themes emerged: the industrialization of advanced biologics, from DNA synthesis to quality systems to hold time controls, sustained regulatory and investment momentum behind next-generation therapeutics, and an ongoing push across the supply chain to improve standardization and efficiency. In news this week, the FDA approved Ibrance in combination with anti-HER2 therapy and endocrine treatment as a maintenance option for HR-positive, HER2-positive metastatic breast cancer, making it the first CDK4/6 inhibitor indicated regardless of HER2 status, with phase 3 data showing a 24% reduction in the risk of disease progression. In other FDA news, the agency updated its draft guidance on master protocols, clarifying design requirements for umbrella, basket, and platform trials, including new recommendations on concurrent control groups, randomized ratios, and blinding strategies, with the goal of reducing the regulatory complexity that historically slowed adoption of these adaptive trial frameworks. Merck partnered with Versant Ventures to establish Sarturnus Bio, a research-stage company focused on targeted gene modulation therapies for rare genetic cardiomyopathies, backed by a $50 million upfront commitment and a build-to-buy acquisition structure. AbbVie's $10.9 billion acquisition of Apogee Therapeutics centers on an investigational long-acting injectable for atopic dermatitis and asthma with a potential once-quarterly dosing interval, a deal that signals continued large-cap consolidation and creates immediate downstream demands for technology transfer, analytic bridging, and manufacturing scale-up. Experts in the field of biologics discussed a variety of topics this week on PharmTech.com. Dr. Thomas Iber of DNA Script explained how DNA synthesis is transitioning from a laboratory tool into a regulated industry capability, and the future of mRNA gene therapy and synthetic biology will depend on manufacturers' ability to produce DNA reproducibly and at scale within GMP-compliant frameworks. In this month's episode of Pharma Fundamentals, Sue Schneep of Nelson Labs and Amnon Aylott of Broad Spectrum GXP explain the Parenteral Drug Association's revised technical report number 56, which addresses the critical distinction between quality systems for biologics versus small molecule drugs, providing phase-appropriate GMP guidance that helps developers, especially smaller and academic organizations, scale compliance requirements alongside development stage. In a bonus Pharma Fundamentals article, Robert Dream, managing director of HDR Company, provides an explanation of why hold times for biologics, the maximum allowable durations for materials between manufacturing steps, must be scientifically justified and validated at every stage of biopharmaceutical production. Failure to do so remains one of the most common inspection findings cited by the FDA and the EMA. Experts discussed a variety of topics beyond biologics this week. Researchers from Univar Solutions demonstrated that a multi-active orally dissolving film formulation using a hybrid HPMC and pectin matrix can deliver 100% daily value of vitamins and nutraceuticals in a 200 milligram strip that fully dissolves in 30 seconds, supporting broader adoption of the format for patient populations with swallowing difficulties. Authors from IPEC Americas described IPEC's excipient information package, which provides a standardized version-controlled format that enables excipient suppliers to share qualification data within 24 to 48 hours, significantly reducing the delays and inaccuracies that plague traditional questionnaire-based supplier assessments. That's your PharmTech Roundup for June 26. For full articles and analysis, visit pharmtech.com. We'll see you next week.